Hey, Rivera, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's good?
Just chilling. Feels like we're coming to the end of things. I feel like I'm like it's like the last like 2 months of senior year of high school wrapped up with you guys.
Probably the wrap up
Yeah, so I feel
for sure.
it's pretty much you, Jorge, uh Jeremy hanging out once in a while, Estelan.
Hmm.
So just wrapping things up. But anyways, Mason, hope you're doing well, bro.
Doing good. Go Mason.
I was telling Riviera, I feel like it's like the last 2 months of like senior year of high school. We're wrapping things up.
Yeah, man. Get the
So,
school bus going.
yeah, and drop
Like you're
off.
like looking out at in elementary school and like the last day, all of like the teachers like went outside, bro. And I just remember like leaving the school for the last time. I was like, I just want to give the middle finger, like the last, like on the school bus, bro. Like fuck you, like to everybody. It'd be so funny.
Do you watch Stranger Things by any chance?
Mm-mm.
There's
Laura
this
does, I don't.
ask her there's like this kid in the season, his name's like dipshit Derry or some shit. That's what they all call him, like dipshit something.
Dipshit
That's you.
Daredevil.
That's you. Just ask her, be like, hey, Kushik told me that there's this kid, dipshit, whatever. Kushik said I was like that kid, and she'll probably be like, yeah. Because dipshit Derry would do that kind of shit. He would like flick everybody off last day of school. Are you messaging her that now?
Yeah.
But all right, well let's get started. I feel like it'll be a quick one. It'll be just us and then maybe Jorge will swing by for a little bit. Estelan's not hanging out. He's got some family stuff. Um
For sure. Yeah,
we
I
could,
wish I had. I was hoping someone else would be here so I could work on my numbers. Well, I had a doctor's appointment that took way too long, so I just kind of ate up a little bit of the day.
yeah,
But
you okay?
oh, what was that?
Are you okay? Is everything okay?
Oh yeah, I'm okay. It was just for Wendy's brother. You know,
Oh yeah.
he kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
like caretaking a little bit. So but yeah, so that kind of made up some of the time today. But
If you're tired of feeling like you're always getting better.
Go
but
ahead.
in terms of I guess just a check-in, general update where my headspace is at. I mean, yeah, I mean, chugging along. I everything in my body didn't want to go on that call today. I just something about like I'm usually pumped, but just today was one of those days where I just maybe it's coming off the holidays or something. It was just like it's like those engines on a cold start where it's just like that's how I felt like my brain was this morning. So
Yeah.
but luckily enough, I just gave him good energy and just was how I usually am, and we'll see how it goes. But he
Yeah.
it seemed like he was in a lot of pain, a lot of pain. So I think that helped helped kind of carry me a little bit,
Yeah.
so to speak. So, um, but
I
yeah,
think yes. This is the divorce guy, right?
yeah, man, that was crazy what he told me. He said like, yeah, I guess it was really. He
How
said
did
there
you
was
even
other
how did
factors,
you
but
even get that out of
for
him?
sure, dude, he just on Discovery just asking him questions.
Yeah.
I think he just like threw it out there. I don't know. Maybe it just like crossed over with something I was asking, and he just kind of blurted it. But um. Yeah, it was in Discovery. He actually told me, but today, I guess tomorrow is like the final call where I guess whatever after that call or whatever, tomorrow's the last day where she can't take any more past tomorrow or something, like whatever he earns. So he's feeling pumped to like start this shit. He's saying, I was like,
Oh, like tomorrow's the last day where she gets to like claim the income if they
yeah,
and they do. I see, I see, I see. So he's like, I'm just excited to make my own money and not have to share it.
yeah. So that's kind of where his headspace is at, and but yeah, overall seems like a very good, charismatic guy. He just seems like he just wants to make this work and he's pumped and he just wishes he just can get some work in any capacity. But so that's kind of where I'm at with him. I could probably just start updating my numbers to be honest, just while we're
Yeah,
here, just
yeah, we
with like
should.
a little bit of stuff here.
Yeah, go and just work on it as you
As we talk.
I don't know if you can talk and multitask. If not, no worries. I can just talk to Mason while you update your numbers.
I don't know. I mean, it's not that too hard. It's just kind of plugging in what I have in the columns here. I'll probably have to make a training for the people too, because I assumed when I go in their ad account and I make kind of the columns that you kind of have, like where it's like, really applicable, like budget, link clicks, cost per unique click, unique click-through rate. I assumed when I, so this is something I recently learned. I assumed that when I make that on their ad account, they get that column too, and they're able to. But I was screen sharing with Sage, last week, and yeah, I guess whatever I make on columns, like she doesn't get that custom column, so she'd have to. So I'm like, okay, I definitely need to make a training on that because the ones that Meta gives us are so crap. Like they're
Yeah.
like cost per result or something weird, and it's just never. It's not good metrics for sure. So I'll
Yeah.
probably make a training on that just so that way they get like actual easy to read data. So
Yeah. I'm putting that down in the
oh,
sheet.
thank you so much.
Yeah. But dude, I mean, like, as you can see, I mean, like, we're going ham on this stuff, man. Like, this is, I mean, this is, I don't know how you feel about it, but like, this is the level of depth you need to go to. Like, where Mosey always
Mhm.
talks about doing the basics really, like, this is it. This is what that means. And most people, I feel like just most people are not willing to go to these levels. And to me, it's like, this is just mandatory. Like, you have to, for the long term. So I don't know if like that's been like, it's been eye-opening at all, or you're like, oh no, I know I've had to do this, I just haven't gotten around to it or anything. Um,
Yeah, it kind of swirls in my head, but I feel like we're putting pen to paper. It's just like more real, like on things we can knock down, and it's just my brain kind of scatters sometimes. So I'm just kind of reprioritizing, like, okay, what is of most importance? What is the most thing that needs to get filled, the gaps? Because at in the beginning, I was just like kind of overwhelmed, and then it got to a point where I was like, okay, I organized myself, and now I'm kind of just knocking things down as I can, while juggling, obviously client retention and service delivery and things like that. But yeah, I literally thought the other day, I'm like, man, if I snap my fingers and let's just say all those notes, like things that we want to work on, like get done. Let's just say to its fullest extent, meaning they're not only like implemented, but they're integrated. I can legit like speak to them clearly in the way that you want, right? Like, dude, that's a whole other business. Like, that's just a whole like we shoot through the moon, you know? So I'm just giving myself grace to be like, oh, we're working towards that, right? Like, so, um,
yeah,
but yeah, I was just thinking like, it's like I'm like, because I know you talk about like where you started and then like how, the guinea pigs and then like how we just kind of build upon ourselves and it takes really time, right? And reps. And then I'm just thinking like, oh wow, like all it is like what we're writing down in terms of like gaps that need to be filled or like we're almost like aiming for that when you have the CMCC super robust, right? Like we're literally putting it on paper versus being like 2 years down the line thinking about that, right? It's like we're just putting that down really early on. So
yeah,
I'm like, damn, like this is great because it's like if I knock these down, we can just it's like we're speed running it. So I get excited actually. A
good,
little overwhelmed sometimes, but I get more excited than anything.
good. Yeah, I know your mind can jog. It's like, oh, I gotta do this other thing, I gotta do this other thing, and then we forget. And it's all these small little details, but they matter. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna be building this stuff out as well. We'll probably be sharing some assets at the very beginning stage, Rivera, but like I'm gonna be building all this stuff out too. Like you can like copy and paste like, my videos or whatever, and like I don't care. And my goal, like I said, maybe it's jumping the gun, but my goal is to like build everything out in a way where like you can just use my assets. Like the reason I was explaining this to Eslan is like I wasn't as involved with you up until like recently. You probably like noticed that shift. It's like that I made that shift the moment I jumped into this niche. Before that I was pretty much hands off. And the reason I was as hands off is because I want you to learn how to do all this stuff. If I do it for you, you're not going to learn as much as if you know what I mean? Like that's why I just like
Yeah.
write it down and you do it. Um, but like I kind of want to like just like say things to you and then you just like kind of figure out and do it. But anyways, point is like I'm
Yeah.
going to be building all these things and the course material and all this stuff up. We'll probably be sharing some assets, like I said, but the goal is to like set it up where like if you want to just use my stuff, I think like the truth is that my stuff will probably be even built out like before your stuff, just because I know what needs to be built out versus like with you, it's going to take some reps and for things to click versus I'll just like have it built out. And then
Mhm.
you can pretty much use my stuff, honestly. That's kind of ultimately the goal that I want to get to, a place where I want to get to. Um,
And yeah, I'm still down to still build out kind of my end and then, whatever fits,
yeah. Yeah,
But
build out things on your end. It's going to force you to learn and all this stuff, and it's going to force you to grow. And there's nothing wrong with like building all this stuff out. Um, but yeah, in terms of like let's see here. terms of numbers.
Yeah, I've been slowly updating them.
I'm
Um,
curious, like, so these people that like you hop on like a live discovery call with, have you
mhm.
tried to push it to like, hey, if you have a few minutes, we can go and just like do it now. Have you tried that?
So that's something I recently started implementing. Sucks I haven't been able to do as much reps of that just because things have slowed down on the ad level. But I would say that um yeah, I would say I have tried it, and sometimes they're just like, oh, I have they kind of just say, "Oh, I got something going on," and things like that. So I think Esto mentioned this. He's like, "Oh, the way Cam does it is like he kind of just says, 'Can I just share with you what I'm kind of talking about right here?'" Or he says something
Yeah,
like that. So
exactly,
I'm like, I
exactly.
think that's what I'm missing is I'm making it more of like an open, yes or no thing, and the way Cam
Exactly.
does it. So I think I literally talked to Esto the other day. I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, I think I should try something like that." I think you might find people do have the time. They just kind of like they say no just to be like, oh, it just sounds like it's going to be a lot. So, but if I just
Exactly.
make it be like, hey, we're talking here and we already have that energy and he's already intrigued, I can just be like, can I just share with you actually I feel like that'd be,
Don't even say, can I share? The way he does it, again, it's a lot of the energy if you listen back to it, but it's like da da da. So again, it's like, hey, why are you here? Cool. Basically, what are you doing? Cool. Well, here's what we're doing. And if you're interested, actually, like if you got a quick 5 minutes, I can actually like show you, like I can show you a few of the results, I can show you a few of the things. You got a few 5 minutes. So you didn't say, hey, can I show you if you're available? Because now it opens it up to like, yeah, no, I don't know. People are just thinking about it. And again, just the way you phrase it is like an energy thing. Like, oh, it seems like it's going to take 30, 40 minutes. On the other hand, it's like, hey, like, yeah, that's how it works. It's just, I think just a visual show you really quick. It's 5 minutes. If you have a quick 5 minutes. The reason I bring that up is I'm looking at your numbers and it's not no abnormal. Like your numbers are normal. Like if your cost per live sales costs 85, yeah, your cost per live sales meeting is going to be double that. That's pretty much invariably what we're seeing across the board. $50, $124, 70, $190. And so just think about how much cheaper it would be to just like get them in, if you can
Mhm.
get them right then and there. And again, imagine like I'm just thinking like, dude, if it's like $80 for a live sales call and it costs me, I don't know, a fucking $100 per live demo because not everybody is gonna have the time. And if I can sell $100 demo, like fuck, I break even.
Yeah.
Right? I spend
Yeah.
$100, collect $100, break even. And goal is at least sell like go high level or some shit to people. Worst case
Yeah.
scenario. So it's like these sales calls are free. And anybody, no, it's not. The sales calls are not free. It's like the acquisition is free. And then if they stay, that's all gravy.
hmm And then it kind of solves the no, if there's any no show rate, and like, yeah, you pretty much eliminate it because it's all in one.
Yeah.
So there's no like, they could potentially not show up, right? So, yeah, I did. So yeah, I have been trying it. It's just I feel like I've been getting no's. So I think that little switch, which I did note right now,
Yeah.
that little switch, I should note it here too. Yeah, three, one call close. Try with Sheik's transition. Uh,
Because yeah, man, I've seen it at this point. I've seen the sales call with Sage, clicked around some other stuff, and like, yeah, man, your shit's like, bro, your shit's on point, man. You're smooth criminal with it. The only thing I would say is like talk a little bit faster, simplify things. That's it. So it's like I think you're in a place you've done so many reps that you can transition to one call close pretty seamlessly.
cool. Yeah, I think yeah. I mean, and yeah, I could speak to this a lot better than I did in the beginning. Just because I mean, you helped a lot for sure. You've helped a ton, just to kind of round me out a little bit. And I know there's a little bit more things we can kind of make seamless. So, yeah, whatever it is, like if it's this one call close, I think that pushes the needle really good. So,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
yeah, I'll look into kind of, um, yeah, I'll try to like, you know,
Keep me
on that
posted.
next call.
Yeah, keep me posted. Let me know. Let me know if that energy kind of works for you, and maybe revisit a few of Cam's calls to see the specific wording that he uses, the energy, the tonality. That might help.
Yeah,
But
and I feel
yeah,
like Cam is like super like the way he talks is kind of like me, like in terms of he's kind of rapid fire, spitfire kind of thing. I feel like I could just condense it and be a little more. I've noticed he's a little more punchy, so
yep,
um, yeah, I think I just need to smooth that out.
yeah, yeah. Are these numbers up to date now? or
Um, yeah, maybe not fully. I had to double check just because maybe the amount of discovery calls is more. Um, could be actually a little bit more. I would say for demos, sales calls, I think those are accurate. Obviously, we don't know if that person's obviously like he seems like a good close, but we have to wait and see. Um, but onboarding's booked. Technically, I booked him into onboarding, but I told him I wouldn't show unless he pays through because, obviously.
yeah.
Um, I've done that before, rookie mistake very early on. I booked an onboarding. He said he's good for it. And then I do an onboarding with him and then he just never paid. I was like, dude, I'll never do that again.
That's
I
annoying.
learned a lesson. I'll never do that again. But yeah. I'd have to double check just because I'm kind of live here. But I would say, yeah, the numbers like up and here to here, ad spend to this, all accurate.
Yeah, I
I
mean, the
just
main thing I was just looking, I mean, if it's some discrepancy in terms of the discovery, that's okay. Just your cost per acquisition is kind of the main thing I'm looking at. It seems like we're staying right around $500. It's okay.
I just need a. It sucks because I feel like I got better at sales finally, but then the leads slowed down the discovery calls. So I feel like, damn, if I just get that shit pumping again the way it was, where it was like $12, and maybe you'll never get there again, but even just $20 a lead, like or a call, like honestly, I feel like that's where we can really just like go crazy. Because I feel
Yeah.
like I can speak to it a lot better, but it's just been kind of slow. So, I feel like I get rusty, and like today's call, I was just like my mind was a little sluggish, and I was like, damn. But me and Esto talked about it, and I don't know if he's talked to you about like a way to. He actually just sent me a voice message recently about how he did get a lot of I need to get back to him, but he said he got a couple of leads, like actually like two or three book calls in the last like day or two. He just hasn't had them answer, but he but that's a good sign. But for me, I haven't really been catching them. So he kind of talked about this cool idea of we have the ad, right? The front facing like this, the vertical, and it's just simply the text of, book 15 sessions, something like that. Or are you a photographer looking at and then imagine instead of the background, which we've been doing is making an 80s theme and making it different like customer avatars, like someone a silhouette of a male photographer, a silhouette of imagine now like in the background is B-roll of Wendy on it because we've had like B-roll shots of her actually shooting at different locations, parks, beaches,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
in studio, and then imagine in the background is just her doing her shoots.
Yeah.
And then we have the same thing, but the text in the front. So I was like, dude, and that's the thought of it. I was like, dude, he didn't think about the B-roll. He was just thinking about some moving, some motion in the background. And I was like, dude, what if I just like I have a bunch of shots of Wendy doing her thing, and then we just slap that in the back and maybe blur it a little. I don't know, something to where we can see the prominent text, and then we just run it and then see what happens.
Yeah.
So that's my idea is like to get it pumping again. But, just because I know that that text works. It's just like I've noticed like what triggers it again is just like changing out backgrounds and stuff. So I was like some moving motion. Um, yeah. I don't know. Curious your thoughts on that.
My,
Trying something like that.
I I don't, all I kind of know is like from what I'm seeing with Andromeda is like people are throwing in like fucking 50 ads in an ad set now. Like that seems like
Is it
it's like
is that a
normal.
certain ad spend budget? Because my thinking is like $20 a day. I could throw in 4 ads in one ad set if it's you know, but I don't know if there's like if is there a certain like limit to how many I could throw in there.
And how many ads you can throw in an ad set or how much?
Mhm.
I don't know what the limit is, but I just know like there are people that are spending like $50. I'm sorry, putting in 50 ads in one ad set and spending like $100 and just letting it rip. Um, yeah, that seems to be
Crazy.
pretty normal now. So
Yeah.
I don't. So my thought, and so my thoughts are just like, yeah, it's just about test, like just throwing a lot of reps. I'm sorry, throwing a lot of variations. Honestly, that's it. I don't
Yeah.
have thoughts on like whether that would work very well or not. We just don't know until we
We
run the
just
ad.
try it.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it works very well. You know?
Yeah, that's kind of my thinking. It's just I think I've been really internal, working on the stuff we're working on. So sometimes I just forget about like, I'm just letting my ad rip and I'm not really like I'm just letting the cost per lead go sky high. So I'm like, fuck, I need to make sure the well is full of water.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm
and
gonna
there's
be
like,
I'm gonna be throwing in some like talking head ads as well and stuff like that. I'll be testing that stuff out as
Oh,
well.
sweet.
Yeah. I'm gonna be testing that out. I'm gonna be testing out off topic, but I'm gonna be testing out that. I'm gonna be testing out the one thing I'm most curious about is I want to see if an automated webinar funnel will work. That's the thing that just crushed for me back in 2019, 20. If I can get that to work, I'm gonna do that. So
Webinar.
yeah, an automated webinar funnel. And just sell something on autopilot for $1,000 for acquisition, and then obviously try to sell stuff on the back end. But I'm gonna try to. So basically, what I'm saying is like I'm gonna be doing a sales campaign, and I'm gonna be testing out the cost per lead, the cost per purchase, or that kind of stuff. I want
Mhm.
to see what the CPM is, and if it's within line, I'm gonna be testing out other kinds of funnels.
Yeah.
Yeah, like talking head video ads and stuff like that. So you guys will see
Yeah.
everything, and I'll just constantly update you guys.
Cool. And I imagine that comes from like your background in doing the CMCC and doing the way you, because you talked about before, like switching this to coaching. I've seen you planting seeds within the Slack there about that for certain members. So I'm sure that's like more aligned with kind of like how you would acquire those type of.
Yep.
Okay.
ba- Basically,
Sweet.
what I want to do is I want to check well, obviously like coach I believe in and I want to do that type of model. Um, I mean Cam and Aman have like pretty much what I think like works very well, which is they pretty much set up the ads for the clients and then they give the clients a month, coaching via Zoom and they're available through Slack. Um, and I feel like that's a really good model. The only thing I want to do a little bit different than that is I want the clients to be able to like tweak up the ads. Like I want to set up the ads. I want us to set up the ads and set everything up because I don't want them to spend time. I want us to be able to go in there, boom, 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 get it all done. And then they know how to tweak up that so that we're not doing the te daily because that takes a lot
Yeah.
of mental bandwidth on your end. Like, oh, what creative
Yeah.
works? Oh, the cost per lead is we want to basically empower them to do it themselves.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm so for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like I never thought about it until you started kind of planting it. And I was just like, yeah, because I just come from the world of just I do it, clients don't know shit, and they're gonna break something if I. But you come from the perspective like, hey, teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. So I think yeah, that's kind of matured my thought process there is just like, like these guys can learn, and they've shown that they can. It's just a matter of obviously giving them the tools so they don't feel lost, confused, um, and then they can do it. So yeah, I'm all for that to go that route. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah, it would too. It would the headspace would allow me to kind of almost give more better energy, better use of my time to coaching versus yeah. When I'm in the weeds, I'm like, dude, so many things could get backlogged. So many things just it's just a lot. And I don't know how Cam's doing it. I'm sure he's using Amon a lot and tapping on his shoulder a lot for that. Amon's the tech whiz. So, but
Yeah,
uh,
Aman's the one that's doing all that. He's doing the tech call, he's doing the ads, he's just checking on that. So because of how they divide the tasks and because they're both doing what they're naturally good at and enjoy, that's why it's working out for them. But if Cam were to do everything or Aman, it just wouldn't work. They would not, neither of them would be where they are. So it just works out.
mhm.
So yeah. Um,
Is,
yeah,
is there any like things I should know, like based on because you're really like in the trenches now. Is there anything like you're seeing that obviously I'm sure like it seems like when it comes on into your mind, you just like let me know right away, which I like.
exactly.
So I don't know if there's anything that maybe I'm missing or it's probably already in the notes, but um yeah, for sure there's like yeah, distributions, things like that for sure are things that are on top of mind for me to do. It's just doctor's appointment, but I did watch at the doctor's the videos again, so at least after this call I already have the refresher.
Yeah.
But other than that, like yeah, I guess it's just like sometimes I just get lost on like what to knock down first or what's the biggest fire that needs the water hose.
Yeah.
I guess that's
When I look at your stuff, it's like I just look at what you've already done and I'm not fully sure like what somebody experiences, but I just like kind of know that things need to be like torn down. Like the way you've created is very much so like for an agency. It's not optimized for coaching. And so I look at, ROI calculator, please watch this. And I think there was like a Google Doc. Where's the Google Doc? there was some kind of a Google Doc you give
Oh yeah,
people.
like the resource packet thing.
Yeah, the resource packet thing. I don't see where that is with Jen. Maybe you didn't
Um,
oh there it is.
yeah, there.
Onboarding packet. Onboarding page. Um so yeah, I look at like the resource pack and I'm just like this has to be completely like reworked. And I don't know what
Hmm.
like I think the best thing to do is honestly is like I know it sounds like I don't know why, but like it's to me it seems like very easy, but to the you guys it seems like it's like pulling teeth for every single person I've said it to. Like, and what I mean by that is like going in there and just like start creating like just having the course material. And that's like
Hmm.
the easiest thing. It's like the reason I'm so confident in the coaching style and it comes easy to me because this is this is such a core part of it is the material. And
Hmm.
I don't see like again unless I again Cam's gone better but like unless I push you guys like people are not usually creating course material. And so it's like either do that or my thing is just come in here and just like do a bunch of lessons. Just like how to blah blah blah, how to blah blah, how to blah blah, and then we'll figure out how to put them somewhere. Don't worry about it. Just like create a bunch of shit. How to do this, how to do that, how to do this, how to organize it. Just a shit ton of stuff. I mean, ideally, you know, ideally, we ideally, you have something in some kind of an order. Um, like you try to have some kind of order, like upon, starting. And then like what do they need to know? And then after ads have gone live, what do they need to know? Right.
Hmm.
And
I
so
just
it's
sent you the link again to kind of the so I've been kind of building out an outline. I don't know if you had a chance to see it, but just sent that over to you that it kind of goes in that order that you're kind of mentioning right now. So it's just more of a matter of fact of just like actually creating the videos for each section.
yeah.
Um,
It's like almost like if that was created, then if Genevieve says something like, okay, here, go in there and then watch this video timestamp here. Hey, go and check this out, timestamp. That's how you know it's effective, is you have everything outlined and there's nothing that you need to manually explain ever again. So I think that would be a good start. That would be a good starting place. That's
yeah.
and then from there, all the this stuff is again, it's kind of like I'm gonna have to like pull the engine out and do it. And again, I'm just gonna do it and you can just copy me. Um, so yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll probably do the ones that, like you said, just knock them down, put maybe the most like where I just commonly feel like I have to repeat myself, and
I was
create those
looking
for.
Yeah, I was looking at the onboarding and I feel like it's very similar to mine and it's too similar to mine. It's like some of the stuff does not apply to you as much. I haven't watched any of your onboarding calls, but it doesn't apply. Like this stuff right here
Mhm.
doesn't really apply. The reason I have this, and it's not your fault. It's like, how could you know? I think there's only so much I can go over inside the train, but like the reason I go over this is because it takes so long for people to get their first win when they hop in here because they have to build the funnel, they have to learn discovery, they have to learn sales, da, da, da. And so I'm just trying to, the reason I have this is like, hey, focus on building skills, the money will come because it's such a delayed process of people to make money from the Center Marketing Sheet Code. So that's why I have this. This is fundamentally for that reason. That has nothing to do with you. So this doesn't apply.
Mhm.
This part does apply, but if it, I don't know that you're executing well enough because if you were, then I would be seeing messages Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This one, I don't know if you're applying this, but this shows up to this is the coaching call. So it's like I would see everybody on the coaching call. This stuff doesn't apply as much. This stuff is like not applicable. So it's like I look at your onboarding and this is not your fault, right? You're doing the best with what you have. I'm gonna again just kind of strip this down. I'm only gonna put in the things that I feel like are completely necessary. Um, so yeah, it's too much for me to like if I were to try to tell you all the small little things, it would just be too much. So it's just like I'm just gonna build it because it's just gonna take
Mhm.
way too long. What you can do to help is again just like one by one, all those course videos. That's what you can do. That's where your value is. And again, I'm this kind of stuff is just too much work for me to go back and forth with you to the point where I'm just gonna bring it down and then build it up.
No, it makes sense.
But yeah, I don't know if that hopefully that answers your questions. Like that's the highest leverage activity. That's the thing that you could be working on, creating these
Mhm.
videos, and that's going to go a long way. It's going to help us out tremendously.
Cool. Yeah, I already have a few videos I'd love to get out, so those are the ones I want to work on. It's just the common stuff. Them always saying, "Oh, do you need my photos?" So, and obviously maybe that's something, hey, in the section where you said that does not apply, maybe I could replace that with something like that where we talk about our proven process or something like that.
Where's the doc that you were talking about that you sent? Is
Yeah, I
this
just
one?
sent it right now. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. So I can come in here, man, and I can make a few tweaks, a few suggestions of like what we should work on. This is great.
Yeah, I pulled a lot from cams, but then I also deleted stuff that wasn't applicable, and then I added stuff that obviously are things that we need for our members who, ask certain specific things and all that.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Um, so when are you planning on getting started here?
I wanted to knock out one or two today of just like some of the big stuff. I mean, a lot of thing that we hammer them on is like keeping their numbers up to date.
Huh?
And right now, I think the fact that they don't have the correct columns in their meta is just going to make it super hard for them to actually find those
Right.
KPIs. So that is a big one. And then some of the others is like I know some are gonna be harder than others, but I do want to knock down that 30K foot, like
Yeah,
basically the
that's gonna
onboarding
be a huge
video.
one. That's gonna be a huge one.
I
For
think you sent me that video too, so I definitely have to refresh and watch that.
that one would be for me,
Maybe I
it's like
put it in Slack somewhere. I just have to go to files.
yeah, it's like a 30,000 feet view of the funnel. So I kind of do have something here where I walk people through
All right, so
that.
Marcus, briefly, what would
So
Hmm.
yeah, that's it. Don't really have any. There's nothing like top of mind. That's like some yeah. It's just work on those course videos, and that will go a long way. I'll take care of what I need to take care of from that.
Cool. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I think these will help a lot for sure.
Yeah. Um, what else is top of mind for you, man? Anything else?
I think that's pretty much it. Just knocking things down one by one, and then yeah. Big one is yeah. I have all that B-roll already cut up, so I just need to slap it on the on the what we're doing. So um yeah, just because I know I could go super ham and all this, and I want to, and I'm gonna knock down. That's why I said I kind of want to just restrict it to maybe just two videos today, and then that way I could work on like a new ad tonight,
Okay.
and hopefully that way I can just as I'm kind of throw that out there, let Meta do its thing, and then I can switch back to focusing on this, and then we could kind of get some data over the coming days on that new ad.
Yeah. I mean, what I was gonna say, I think I forgot. I was trying to get on this. Was that it's typically like you launch some ads, you close a few deals. Once you close a few deals, what you want to be doing is that's where you have to be very aggressive about this stuff right here. So the whole purpose of like those initial clients is this, right? So you're at your first five. This is the point of it. Is all what is the bullshit that I hear? Bullshit I keep dealing with. And then what you do is you kind of like slow down on your ads a little bit, right? You spend a little bit less money and then you go ham. You go spend 1 to 2 weeks just building shit out. And then you launch
Mhm.
ads again. You try to get the next batch of five clients on a spurt. And then you see, okay, did my thing, did my systems and material fix it or not? And eventually, obviously, there will be some leaky things. And so again, we write these notes down for the next five, and then again, slow down ads and rebuild. And then boom, phase three. And that's how I was able to kind of do it. So
Oh
hope that
wow, I
makes
thought
sense.
of it like that.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I'm just doing $20 a day. I mean, I even think about pausing until I can fix the
You
ads
can.
just because it's not
Yeah.
really doing shit.
Yeah.
I should
No.
just do it right now so I don't feel like I'm sweating bullets.
Even I think Cam and Aman even shut their ads off, to like build stuff out. Like, I mean, it's totally normal. It's fine
Yeah, I
as
always
long as
felt
you're
like it was
active.
not like the one thing you don't want to do, but I understand kind of the premise now.
Yeah, yeah. It's fine as long as you're building. If you're not building, you're jacking off, like that's where people are like, what's the fun? So,
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just reiterate and yeah, I do feel like, progress and I do feel like I have something better than it was a week ago.
mhm.
For sure better than it was a month ago. 100%. So, yeah, I So yeah, it's just yeah, doing the reps. But yeah, it'd be cool to get that guy David. We'll see how that goes. It'd be our second male photographer in the program. So
Yeah.
start
What
balancing out.
any updates on the album stuff?
I have to talk to Wendy. She gets off. She'll be here in the evening, but I need to talk to her about that because it was on my mind to like, what date is that? But she does have a date down for that. So, yeah, I'll probably let you in on like once I talk to her some details about what it is. Like, is she going to be at a home? Is she going to be in a park? What's her plan from at least what we learned last time? You know, because I noted some stuff, what she needs a change, which also I think I added a to do, like I made it very much like ours. So in her Excel, I think I'll double check, but I'll make sure that's added. So that way, you know, kind of the way we're gonna go about it is a little different versus I think the big thing is like not mentioning like, hey, it's better than Walmart quality. Like instead we're making it about like, you know, I forgot what we mentioned. It was something about just being a more emotional buy-in than just about because that's like saying to a videographer, like, oh, we shoot in 4K. Like no one gives a shit. You know, it's like Walmart quality. It's like, oh, the papers, you know, so we have to speak to a different thing. And I have to go back, but I remember we hit on something solid. So um but yeah, I'll kind of give you like maybe the day before, like kind of an idea of what we're gonna think about doing, how we're gonna go about it.
Is she
So they're excited
is
for
she
the call.
is she not like for some reason I was under the impression that like every almost every weekend she was like doing these. Was she is she in a place where like she like turn off her ads? You guys turn off her ads for a little bit where
Uh, just
was
this
she
last weekend, she just had nobody booking because of Christmas and stuff.
oh
Nobody really wanted to shoot that day. So I think she has another shoot on the calendar. She closed at 350 yesterday because I think it was just out of her normal parks. So she said, oh, that's not a part of our deal, but you know, it'll be our regular rate of 350. And then they said, oh, okay, that's fine because they want to do like Long Beach or something.
yeah,
So she has another shoot there. They paid. So that's another opportunity. Um,
good.
yeah. So she's it's slowed down a little bit. Not in terms of the lead and stuff, just the holidays. She hasn't been doing as much output of recalls, and she knows that. And yesterday she went ham on her calls, and she literally like closed one deal, and then she had like three people warm as fuck. So I was like, yeah, it's like your time blocks to do calls is like the biggest needle mover. It's insane. It's like, and I noticed something I don't know if we should add inside a course or material, but weekends are the best to call for these guys, man. Weekends, like, and most of them are like moms, right? Maternity, mothers of whatever. The mom's always the one that's like making the husband do this shit, you know? So,
Yeah.
so on the weekends, man, those moms are just chilling, dude. So they always answer versus like on weekdays, she does do calls, but like maybe she'll do like 10 or 15 calls through the list of the
Definitely,
last 10 or 15 and maybe only five answer. And on weekends, dude, like half or more answer. So it's a
definitely
big
put that on the course then. Yeah, definitely put that on the course of like expectations. Like, hey, so you want to make these calls, you follow up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But if I were you, if you can commit Saturday, Sunday, at least one of those days to going ham, that's where you're gonna get the biggest pickup. So try to prioritize that, even if you're gonna do the follow-up 9 days. Like that's what I would be saying if I were you.
methods and we'll add that in there. Yeah. I think that because that for sure definitely and you know like Wendy gets all giddy and happy when people answer. It's a very, you know, dopamine hit that, you know, people answer. So if I could get them to push for the weekend and they don't just get, you know, forget about the leads because they called Monday through Wednesday and they try another rinse and repeat on the weekend, I think they'll realize like, oh shit, this person that wasn't answering all week is now like picking up. So that might like be a little thing that this gets them to be like, oh shit, you know.
That's a good point. Yeah, maybe we can even bring that up to probably if I remember, I'll probably say that to Sage or something. Like, hey, we were just talking and blah blah blah. Since she just started, she probably hasn't really experienced that. Noticing that pattern on the weekends. Um,
Yeah, I think Sage closed two on their first week. I think
Actually,
this is the official first week, and I checked her go high level. She looked like she moved two to job one. Um, and then yeah, I think it's just
I think Genevieve closed 2 as well.
oh, she closed three.
She closed 3. Hell yeah, let's go, bro. I'm telling you,
She
man. There's something, man. This is
closed three, bro. She's she's knocking them down, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, this name Hasini.
And one of them is like an engagement thing. So, bro, like an engagement potential album, I see it. Like,
Oh, that's a for sure. That's a bigger deal because it's only you only get one engagement session.
yeah.
So,
Well, unless you're Elon Musk and you get married three times, four times. So,
bro, that fool's got he's got albums stacked, bro. He's got uh he's got legacy books, bro.
yeah. Chapter one, two, three, four.
Through the years or whatever. Jeez. It's the Jeff Bezos. But yeah, I mean I see it. She's on it with her stuff here. I'm curious Genevieve if she's on her
She hasn't been as she's cool, but I feel like I don't know.
yeah, she's a little bit she's like Cam a little bit. She just disappears. Cam's even harder to get a hold of than anyone. But the thing about Cam, dude, he's I mean, how he is with me, I shouldn't take it personal because I literally see him close clients and the client is like texting him like, "Are you here?" And he's like, "Oh, my car battery died." And he's saying that like 30 minutes after she had texted, "I'm here at the park." I'm like, "Bro." Dude, that's not good. And he's like, "Oh, my car battery." And then like, I don't know, he showed up like he did offer like a full session and he made it right with like adding more photos and he did the thing, but he's a little bit
Did you say he's like a professor or something?
he's a professor of
How?
Princeton.
Like, what are you talking
And
about?
and when I went on a Zoom call with him, and I'm not talking against him, I'm just kind of seeing, I'm picking up on patterns, but his room is super cluttered and not like a hoarder or anything, but like, super cluttered, and he's just his hair is kind of crazy. He's kind of like what I imagine like a lot of these photographers are is like the artiste, like very, like the business acumen isn't like maybe really high, but he's more of the artist. And I've listened to some of his calls because I have it on Go High Level where I can listen in, even if he isn't sending me looms or anything, I still peep in, and he has a great tonality. He has a great naturalistic way of making people feel calm. I was like listening to his calls, I was like, and he's sticking to the script. I'm like, okay, cool. But there'd be times where he doesn't do his calls for like 2 weeks. And then sometimes when he messages us, hey, the piggy bank's getting low and da da da. Then I see him go hard as hell, and then I see him doing all these calls. So he kind of does it based on like how much. I don't know. I've just been picking. I'm just kind of rambling, picking up, letting you know that I pick up on these little things.
What
But
I'm getting at
he's an
is
interesting
like,
guy.
why is he doing this if he's a Princeton professor, is what I'm getting at.
I don't know. Maybe he's just like a part-time professor or something. You know,
Yeah, because
um,
like,
like almost like a community college style. Like he's just popping in for Monday, Wednesday, or something. I don't know, but he fills his time with other stuff too. He says he does that, then he does his own. He has his own boudoir or something or something
what
else. I gotta check, but
what is
he's kind of.
what does he teach in Princeton? Do you know photography? Haha, so he's the prof.
You're thinking of the the cross your T's dot your I's math guy. No, he is what he is. He's a
Uh,
photographer.
that makes so much sense. So everything in his life is off. So he's a professor and he does photography. Wow. Okay.
He's interesting, but
How
you
old
know,
is the guy? How old is the guy?
uh, he's probably like 35,
Okay.
somewhere mid 30s. He looks, at least from the looks of it. He's good energy, and he's
Just got
never really complaining.
ADHD.
Now he's like, oh, I need to be on it more. Like he recognizes stuff. Last time I went on a Zoom call with him, but um, so I don't know. Interesting guy. I'll check in with him soon, just so that I'm throwing out some touch points, but. Most likely it'll result in he'll hit me up when he wants to hit me up. And it's, I don't know. I'm sure you've had people go through your program where,
I have
you can,
not. I have not. I
well,
have not.
not someone that's that. And what's trippy about him is that he paid more than anybody else.
Right. He paid the pay in full, right?
He paid the 1,500. And I mean, when I threw him in Slack, like he muted notifications immediately. As soon as I sent him the first message, it just showed like muted, Cam muted, and I'm like, dude, I don't even know how to do that. and I showed him what Slack is. Like like he didn't even know what Slack was. And then when he did that, I'm like, I don't even know how to mute. And now I know how, but I'm like, dude, this guy like learned how to mute it just so he can mute me. And I don't even know how to do that. So I was like, oh man. And then from there it has been really hard to get a hold of him. I mean, there's a lot of things I could have done better and in terms of guiding him and obviously course material and things, but
What,
I think
one thing
yeah.
I'm gonna do, uh, off tangent as you bring that up, because you're like, oh, have you ever had any? No, I've had never anyone like that because the way I say it is like, hey, there's my offer to you, and my offer's off the table if you miss more than 3 coaching calls, if you miss more than 6 track. So here's what I'm gonna be doing for this funnel, especially if I'm gonna be charging $100. I'm gonna say to them, hey, it's $100, and then, hey, look, I need you to show up to these coaching calls. I need you to show up to this. If you miss a coaching call, I'm gonna charge you a fee of $50. If you miss a check-in, I'm going to charge you $25 for each check-in. So I'm literally going to do that. So that's a little thing because like that's the key, man. Like it's this people
Mhm.
buy because of, hey, I believe there's going to be some kind of thing, transformation, and then the reason they stay, the reason they keep paying is because of the community. That's why. And
Mhm.
so you gotta create that. You gotta enforce that. And so I'm not seeing that in like Genevieve, for example. I'm not seeing that in any of the guys. And again, I know you're just getting started, and that's fine. But it's creating that culture. It's creating that excitement, and getting them to all want to hang out on the weeks where you guys do the coaching.
Can I share
Getting
with
them
you this
excited to.
quick?
Yeah,
I wanted to send you I think I have to request it for some reason.
you should be able to share.
So what you just said, yeah, I kind of added it, but this is kind of like just me throwing it on there just so I can see how it feels. But this is kind of what when you said that like the whole thing.
I see. I
I don't
see. I
know if
see.
there's anything there where you're like, oh, that works, or there's something like, hey, I would take that out, or but that's kind of just my like a rough draft.
I mean, I would put this towards the top actually, because this would be a mindset communication thing. Because there's
Hmm.
like, remember how you had that thing of like communication above? It's like, hey, the
Hmm.
whatever. And so I would have it there. Yeah. And
Maybe on
then
the top or the topic communication.
no, above.
Oh, mindset.
Yeah, mindset. It would be one of those core pillars.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I'll
That's
probably
where
flesh
I
it
think.
out. That's kind of what I thought.
But yeah, it's fine to have. I think it would be like, I think you're fine. I put it up above because it's so important. I put it
Hmm.
because by the time I get to expectations, I know people are like their brain is a
Yeah.
little bit, you know.
Yeah, and then I don't want it to look like a giant wall of text either. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll break it up a little bit. Cool.
And then
Um,
the other key is again, it's your post onboarding video where I tell them, hey, go to your calendar and mark this, do this. Okay, pause, move on to the next step. And so I really drill them twice on that. So I drill them 3 times. I mentioned on the sales call, I do it on this onboarding, I do an onboarding video. That's how I'm able to have. And then again, by the time people show up to 1 or 2 coaching calls, they understand it's part of the culture and they have to be here.
mhm, for
Uh,
sure.
so yeah, but yeah, thanks for sharing that with me. I think you're on the right track.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll just kind of, like you said, just frame it in a better spot. And that should be, yeah, I do want to think about, I don't want them to check out. Um, and then Tim, I just launched, so we'll see how it goes with him. He's actually someone I know, right? So,
Yeah.
um, I didn't do anything much different than I would with anyone else, though. So, how I got him in. Let me make sure his ad isn't shut down because yeah, that's something I definitely have to do. That's also, of course, material is like, hey, during the first like week, you want to
Right.
be on it with emails, text. Just assume that you may get something from your bank saying, hey, select Y or N if you approve this, right? So,
Yep.
um, but everything I'm seeing from him, let's do engagement, link clicks. He's got a link click so far. It's pretty early on. It only spent $4, so it's gonna take some time before we get some real numbers from him. So, but you know, uh, yeah. So he's a cool guy, some Hawaiian guy. So he's pretty chill. He's coming from. So a funny story about Tim is just because I have you. Um, he lost a big source of his income because his girl didn't feel comfortable with him going on these these model shoots where these girls are in teeny bikinis and shit, and he literally like he's like, yeah, I'm in a bad place right now. And so his pain is actually his girl kind of cut him off from um like yeah. So
He's a model?
no, I mean he's a photographer, but he shoots a lot
He's
of
a
models.
photographer models. I see.
Yeah, that was his main thing. I mean, he has family. He has those on the side. He's been using that like that's why we've been kind of changing up. So you may have seen like where he's like, hey, what can I'm gonna add this to my feed because he has to abandon. Obviously, that one's just like girls like half naked, so it really wouldn't work. So I told him like, yeah, let's just start from scratch, throw in some family stuff and da da da. Um, but yeah, he's in a place where he needs to make this work because his girl basically cut him off from being able to do 99% of his clientele. So, he's down for the switch, right, to family and all this is the wholesome. He went from the so but
That's
yeah,
funny.
he's a funny guy, but and it's funny, he wouldn't yeah, he's definitely someone that his girl I know him personally, his girl shouldn't worry about him. He's actually very um yeah, he's very docile and he's not somebody that really even thinks like that. He actually does it for the shoots. Like he likes fashion and stuff, so he really likes that stuff. But of course, evidently he gets those
How long have they been together?
um probably for a couple of years now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, years. I mean, she lets him get away with a little bit of stuff. Like he goes to some studio shoots where they do like, fashion shoots to like put their, stuff on the site. So some, e-commerce type of stuff. And the girls will dress up in like skirts and stuff. But I mean, what he was doing before was like a whole other level, like almost like nude photography on beaches, like and they're like trying to like not get caught. So it's like this guy's so his girl's like so he's
That
down with the family photos, man. He's down to rock and roll here.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting that it's after so long though, after years. So something must have happened, right? If
That's
something
what I'm
must
thinking. Something must have happened. I think he was just taking on more
She's
of it. He was
she's
just
fucking
taking way
she's
more.
cheating on him, man.
he's cheating on her, is that what you said, Mason?
No, she's cheating on him.
What makes you say that?
Because why
She's
would she all of a sudden be so protective of him being around other women?
yeah. Maybe she feels guilty or something.
Jeez, man. We can't handle two divorces, bro. I can't have two divorces happening at one time in one in 1 week with these guys. They need to chill.
So that becomes part of your VSL. So let me tell you a story about Mateo. He got divorced. Then let me tell you about this. He also got divorced. We are the home wreckers. We are the home for the home wreckers.
Or that part at the end of Discovery, it's like, hey, can I actually share with you a video that I think it's like it's literally he's like literally you. Just like you, he got divorced and can I send you so do you think that'd be helpful? Dude, that'd be crazy.
That's fun.
But yeah, I'm excited. So challenges ahead, but I feel good. I feel like, it's way better than hitting my head on a wall with dentistry and well, Esto still pokes and prods and be like, like Kushik told me, kind of this, and I kind of see it, and I saw it with you, and I
Well,
want
yeah,
to do.
walk me through. I'm curious. Give me a second here, and I do want to hear about his thoughts on Denton because he has he's following directions, but like he doesn't have enough business experience to understand like the pros and cons of stuff.
Mhm.
Like you, for example, were so overwhelmed just a few weeks ago, and you got emotional. It's like I don't think he sees how tough things can get, and
Mhm.
the choices that you make, how much of an impact. So I do want to hear about S though. So give me just a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. You finally feeling better, Mason? I think you were under the weather for a bit, right?
No, I was never sick. I just looked bad because I didn't like I don't really remember what happened that day. I think I was like,
With your arm or something.
oh dude, freaking like carpal tunnel in my hands, bro.
Uh, uh,
But
how
I'm
that
feeling
happened?
like way better. Like I'm using both my hands right now,
Oh, sweet.
which is nice because
I thought you beat up your neighbor from that car thing. I'm like, damn,
oh,
Mason
I'm fucking I'm
going
really
left and
pissed
right.
off. I'm really pissed off about that. Like
Whatever
Yeah.
happened with that?
just nothing, bro. I went and got quotes and it was way more expensive than I thought it would be.
to get it fixed.
Yeah.
But
So,
what about insurance?
um,
Like,
I honestly,
tell me,
it's
tell me you didn't slack on the insurance.
no, bro. I'm in New York State, bro. I'll literally get sued and put on a cross if I don't have a fucking car insurance in New York State.
Then?
New York State, it's required. You can't drive a car without car insurance, bro.
No, I said then what's the issue then if you got estimates and stuff and is the insurance not covering the whole thing or
Well, I just don't want to get insurance involved. That's really the main thing. I just don't want them to touch my rate. I don't want them to jack anything up. And what I'm most likely gonna do is like, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but basically, I'll probably go to an auto body shop, just have them get the dent out. Really, the most expensive part is just like the fact that the car that I have, the paint's like very expensive,
Hmm.
apparently. So that's like the biggest problem with it.
Yeah. Okay.
So
How much
yeah, I
what
mean.
was that? What was the estimate that they gave you?
One was like way too high. It was like, yeah, right, I gotta go see someone else. It was like 5 grand. And then the other one was like 2,700 bucks. And I was like, okay, that seems like way more reasonable. But I still haven't done anything yet, just because I'm like, one, I don't care that much. And two, I'm just like, I don't care about the paint. I just need to find the right like auto body shop that can just pull out the dent. Because if they can pull out the dent, dude, like, yeah, I really don't care that much.
Yeah, I get
Because
that.
if I'll drop the lease off and they're like, oh, you need to get it fixed. I'll be like, okay. Like, they're gonna have to tell me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna bring it dirty as fuck. And if they say anything, whatever. Or I'll just end up buying the car. Like, I don't really care that much.
Okay. How much are you leasing it for?
3 year lease. It's a 3 year lease. And I am in, how far in am I?
No, I'm asking how much are you paying right now?
Oh, just 400 a month.
Okay.
400
So
a month. And then the car insurance is pretty high, which is half because it's a brand new car.
so
And
you're
because
spending
it's a lease, they require you to have like the premium insurance on it.
so you're spending about $1,000 a month.
No, way less than that.
400 plus like 500?
No, like 180.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. It's like 580.
That's like $600.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not bad.
No, it's not bad. But
That's
I,
annoying though.
I don't really drive, so it's just like, bro, I gotta hit my shit when I don't drive. Like, come on, dude. Like, come here. Like, I really got hit when I was parked, bro. I wasn't even like moving. Like, come on, bro. Like, can't have nice shit. I can't even have nice shit that I don't use, bro.
Well, they've been jacking cars where I live the last few days.
Mm,
Bro, I know.
Yeah, is
I
it a thing
know it.
worldwide now? Is this like a thing because of like the fucking recession? It's like a thing that's more.
No, it's just I remember last time we were in Ohio.
Oh fuck, bro. That yeah, no, fuck that. That was just me being retarded.
Yeah, that was the most retarded day of all time.
It's definitely. I learned my lesson. You know what I do? I think I told you. I tell you. I literally built an SOP after that night.
What do you do? You like take pictures, like do like a 360?
Yeah, I take pictures and I pin it. So if I park somewhere, I take pictures of the intersection and I pin it. And I take a picture and I send it to myself.
Yeah, that's honestly pretty smart.
It's like just so that bullshit doesn't. I was like, I am not letting that happen again.
Gonna Uber back to your car, whereas I don't know.
It's so dumb, bro. I think about that sometimes. Like that night all star, it was like everything was cool, and then I wanted a cigar, and you were like, no smoking, Kushi.
Yeah, bro, smoking's mad whack.
And then we went to go find the car. Like, fuck you, Mason. I'm gonna go get a cigar. And then it's where's my
Where's my
dude?
car?
Where's my car?
Yeah, it's like that one movie, Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah, Riviera. It's good you weren't there, man. Like
jeez.
I was a Karen that night for sure. And then Mason was like, fuck Koshik after that.
Nah.
Why, somebody dented your car or something?
No, Mason came to town. This is the second time he was here, and we hung out and we parked my car outside of this Airbnb that he was staying at. And we were chilling, and then I was like, "Oh, I want to go get a cigar." And so then we went to go get the car, and then we thought the car was stolen.
Yeah.
My bad.
TLDR, bro, we just got fucking faded and then like we just didn't know where we were. Bro, like that's literally what
That's the
happened,
truth.
bro. Like that's
Oh,
literally what happened.
We
Like,
had way too much to drink to the point where we thought the car was gone. And I'm like freaking
bro,
out. I'm like,
he
bro,
was tripping, dude. It was crazy. It
I,
was actually crazy, Daniel.
I was like, yo, I have this. I got all this. I got camera equipment in the car and this and that. And
Yeah.
yeah.
that's just a lot. Yeah, I bet.
And then
Jeez.
his uncle comes downstairs, just like, everything's gonna be okay. Just chill out. Shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
they're like getting ready to fight us. I was like, oh my God, bro. Like,
And I'm
What
like,
is it?
and
you know.
Find the car? Is that really what it was too? Like
the
you
car
couldn't.
was the car was exactly where it should have been. Like we just didn't know. Like
You just couldn't
I
come back.
walked around and eventually found it.
It's kind of like you ever like leave your charger somewhere and then
Yeah.
it's like it's still in the same spot. You're like, where the fuck is my charger? Then you go
Yeah.
and it's
But
right
with your
there, and
whole
you're
car.
like,
Jeez.
then you gotta like apologize to everyone around you. They're just like, oh fuck, I just made a
Yeah.
scene, bro, and it's right there,
I messaged Mason the morning after, as soon as I found it. He's like, "No way!" I was like, "Yeah, bro."
bro.
I was like, "Bro, yeah." So, anyways, anyways, uh,
What's up, Jorge?
Mr. Jorge in the house.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo.
Um, so yeah, Riri, let's wrap things up with like your conversation, kind of like what like notable things from Esto. Just so I have an update on what's going. Because I know like he's like in a place where actually I don't want to say anything. Let's just kind of hear what his experience has been with you so far. What you guys have talked about.
Um, I mean, he just sounds like, yeah, he sounds like he's more leaning towards like trying this photography thing. Like he still has his mind on like maybe potentially down the road type of thing. But I always tell him like it's a tough place to be in, man. I mean, it's just more obstacles. Like you basically have front desk that opt into the funnel. So then the data gets messy because that's not even the true decision maker. Two, then you have to create SOPs or ways around those guys and like, process behind that. And then, and then you have basically a guy that's, really basically always busy. So finding the time for him to do anything, it's like they're looking for someone that just does everything. And, they're so busy that they can't really even chop it up with you, to be honest. And it's really hard to. I just told him like my experiences, honestly, and it may have made me sound like a negative Nancy, but honestly, like it's just the truth. It's just there's a lot more things you have to consider in that niche. And I still have two clients in that niche, and I can't wait to, to get the hell out of there. So it's a lot, it's a lot. And
You're
I think he just doesn't know what he doesn't know. And
right.
I almost feel bad for like I feel like I'm taking like telling Santa that Santa is like doesn't exist or some shit. Like I feel like that when I'm talking to him.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's that he doesn't know what he doesn't know. He hasn't experienced all the stuff that you've experienced, and it's a small thing once you realize like, oh, everything's cool until you have a conversation with the front desk and you realize the front desk is a cunt, and you're constantly dealing with that, right?
Mhm.
And then you start to really appreciate the fact like, hey, when it comes to photographers, I don't have a front desk cunt, right? And they respect me and blah blah blah. So he just doesn't
Yeah.
know that. But
And
aside from
I
that,
felt
like what else, anything else noteworthy, like that I should you think I should know? Like what did he say anything of like he wants to do this, he wants to do that, or his plan, anything at all that you feel like I should know? Because I feel kind of like you, bro. I kind of feel like I'm like telling him Santa doesn't exist. I'm telling him
Mhm.
like, hey, give up on your dreams. Um, you know,
Yeah, I mean, he kind of mentions he said his still long-term goal is still the same. So it's like this whole like notion of like it's there in the back end, like he'll eventually go back to his calling. So, I just kind of tell him like, it's just I just tell him like, dude, coming from that world and being here, man, it's a 9-day difference.
yeah,
And, and kind of things like that. So, he's you know, um, he doesn't want to juggle niches for sure. I can tell. And he seems excited for this. Last thing I mentioned, he just mentioned like to me, like through text, like saying like, hey, I'm getting some of these guys not answering. Like, how do you deal with that? So, I think I don't know where he's at. I think he's on the fence. I think he's sitting on the fence. But I think he's more on the side of the photography than the dental because he knows that's a whole thing that he's gonna have to figure out that, is probably a different beast. I think he's listening to me when he hears these kind of trials that I've gone through. So I don't think he's completely like not hearing it. So I think he's just going with, I think he thinks this is going to be the easier thing. And then once he masters this, he'll be like a master and he could just knock down any wall. And then that's when dentistry comes into play. Maybe that's something that may change in his mind, but that's kind of the feeling I get is like, like he's just building up his strength for dentistry. But I'm just like, bro, that's like kryptonite to Superman. Like, I don't know, man. It's
What was,
crazy.
I mean, what were your biggest challenges with dentists? Like, just so I know. For me, I mean, I saw you get people great results. You're charging $5,000 every 3 months for these people. I know you deal with like that one front desk lady or whatever, whoever it is,
Mhm.
and it gives you, but
Mhm.
like that's a unique scenario. For me, when I looked at you, it's just like it was very hard to book calls. That was kind of like the hardest part about it.
Yeah.
But again, there you know more than I do because you experienced it. Like, what were the biggest trouble? What were the hardest things for you that you
That was
felt that
what
issue?
you just mentioned. Definitely the calls, getting the calls working. Two, is like even when you do service delivery, it can work for a bit, and then sometimes video just works better. And then obviously that's something that it's hard to replicate, duplicate, make it like you know what I've been seeing that dude that we used to emulate the Indian guy.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy hires actors to play as the doctor for his. I still have like the tabs, the group tabs of all like I would track the ad library for every one of it. I was sick, dude. I like found 20 of his clients that were actively working with him, and I pull up their ad libraries and I would refresh that shit every day. And I still have that. And I, for shits and giggles, I like looked in there. Half of them aren't even turned on ads anymore. So he like, so and then half of them are like actors, like they're like straight up actors. So he probably found that that was the only way he could like replicate something like that everyone can achieve because a lot of these doctors hate being in front of the camera. So, and unfortunately, those are the ads that work, from what I found. So it's just like very cumbersome.
When
Um,
you say when you say the ads at work, like the ads at work are ones where there's a person in there and they're talking about a thing, and that's going to get the customer.
mhm.
Okay, I see.
Like talking head kind of vertical style video. Um, And yeah, I saw that dude like rebrand too. He like shut down his other Facebook and then he changed from Sook Bonds or Sook Baines to like Aspire Media Marketing. So he went from like personal branding to like doing that branding. So I'm like, this guy's making too big of shifts to be like,
I
this is a stable thing. He's for
I was
sure
saying the
struggling
same
at a
thing.
high scale. So
Right.
everything's like falling down.
I was telling Estelle the same thing. I'm like, whenever, and I tell Mason this all the time, is like whenever I see somebody doing something drastically different, they go from a call funnel to like a low ticket funnel or something to something. It's like something is broken in the business because, as we all know, I mean, Hormozy always says, he's like, hey, do more, do better, do different, right? If something is working, you put fuel on the fire, you put your foot to the metal. And then if that stops working, then you have to get better at what you're doing. And then if that stops working, you have to do something different. So if I see this guy continuously doing different things, some shit's like on fire in his business. Something is, there was a time where he went from doing the dental thing to like selling to agency owners. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, yeah, he did
Yeah.
that, and he just stopped that for a time too. I haven't seen him. I mean, I checked like maybe a couple of weeks ago, just shits and giggles, like I said, and he wasn't doing that on his thing anymore. So
There's a lot of these people. I mean, I was just watching a video and I was thinking about sending it, but I was like, man, Mason's probably tired of me sending these kinds of videos. But um, there's a guy, he's got an agency, he does about 100,000 per month, and he was talking about how like his costs were like 50,000 every month, and he just hated his life for like the last 2 years. And it's like until he makes 50,000, he's sweating bullets, and then after 50,000, towards the tail end of the month, maybe there's a little bit of profit left for him. So it's like with the suit guy, I wouldn't be surprised if he's making like 100 G's, 150 G's, and he's like barely, he's like barely surviving. I would not be surprised.
yeah, that was a fat red flag. That's kind of what honestly was the nail in the coffin because there were so many signs, so much struggle, so much grief. But when I saw that, I'm like, dude, the guy I'm emulating, that's like the top, I would say the top tier of what's going on because obviously I've copied these ads. It helps my clients get leads. Dude, this guy's own funnel to get dentists is struggling. That shows he, even if he could get great results, dude's struggling up top. And that's gonna, who cares if you could get great results if you can't connect
Main-
to a dentist?
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't really gotten full out like this to Esto. Like I said, I feel like I'm tearing his heartstrings apart because the way he goes about it, he's very like symbolic, not symbolic, but like, he has this like kind of grandiose idea about it versus like people in trenches. Like it's like people going to war because they like Call of Duty. And then the people in war who are like in the trenches, like they're just like,
Like you
bro,
don't want this.
I got,
You don't want
you
this,
don't
bro.
want this smoke, bro.
You don't want this smoke.
So I'm like, these fools got trench foot, bro. You don't
Yeah,
want that.
no, that's like a perfect way to say it. Yeah.
So
He just
yeah,
doesn't know. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I'll still, if he brings, he hasn't brought it up in a minute. So,
I
but
think
other
another part of it is just he's got this list. I think that's kind of the things. He's got this list of dentists that he's worked with, and he's been in business for probably the longest out of all of us, other than maybe Jeremy. And he's done so much of his work through word of mouth and just meeting people. And so I think that we're used to like running out to get clients, new leads, new people all the time, pipeline, fill that pipeline up. Versus him comes from this world of like just referrals and stuff. And so I think he's just really fixated on like having this list and just saying, hey, look, I know I can close three or four of these people and then I'm set. I got 15, 20,000. And it's like maybe, but probably not. And two, they're gonna leave sooner or later. And then what are you gonna do?
yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah, I think he just sees like low hanging fruit, and that can give a lure that he can just jump in. But
yeah,
if for whatever reason these doctors, whatever churn, then he's stuck with the same problem that Sook
right.
had, that I had, that dude big wigs had, that the small guys had. We all have struggled with the same problem. That front desk is brutal, man.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I
Thanks
don't
for
know. Yeah,
thanks for
I hope that kind of
Yeah, no,
is,
that gives me clarity. We'll see what happens. I again, I know me and you have our own thing going on, but I want to build. My goal, man, is like I want to build this thing out. Like I in a silly way, I kind of, I know he's very like you said, it's like watching the game versus being in, but then also part of it is kind of like he's like kind of like he's got his like what's the word I'm looking for? Somebody that like kind of sticks to their guns, like, hey, this is what I stand for. So it's like I
Mhm.
stand for I'm going to be an agency owner in the dentist niche one day, but not thinking about like all the different variables. Like, hey, are you sure? It's like there's
Yeah,
there's a lot of variables involved to make a decision, not be so
yeah.
like romantic about something.
Mhm.
And it's just like, yo, like I am jumping in this niche. Like I am jumping after 7 years, I'm jumping niche. So it's like there's something I see here, and I think that this can be taken to $1 million plus. I think it could
Mhm.
be making. I mean, I'm looking at all kinds of things. There's this course called, 14 Days Filmmaker. You've probably heard of from Paul Xavier. We can do that. 14-day photographer. And we can fucking spend like $2,000 a day on ads and get people in. Like
Yeah.
that's like I see that potential.
Mhm.
And it's like so anyways, my point is saying that is just like I want to build this out. Again, there's so much that hangs on like this album, Rivera. Like if you can figure out
Yeah.
this, if you can figure out this album, like this is like I can build this thing out to $3 fucking million a year. I can have
Mhm.
you there, I could have him there, and everybody's eating and happy. And that's kind of like when I'm if somebody can figure that shit out, like I can build that out and everybody can eat. Um, so that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, like why don't I just build some shit out and then you can just come in and turn on some ads and close some deals when you want and chill and you're more than happy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you want the smoke. That's okay. You want the smoke. It is what it is. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's one of those things like he probably needs to, touch the stove to know it's hot. But we're the guys being like, stove's hot, bro. Stove's hot as fuck. So, so, and he's like, nah, for real? Like, you sure? So yeah. But I think I don't know. Um, Yeah, I just hope no trials and tribulations that goes with any funnel build and any process it makes him feel like, you always feel like the grass is greener on the other side. I don't want him to think any challenge that comes his way because of this photo thing is like potentially like, ah, I should have done dentist. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm like, trust me, these challenges are like, it's like, uh, you know, slip and slide compared to that. That's gravel. That's like a road of thorns.
yeah,
Um, so no, I mean, No, he still seems pretty down. He actually gets really pumped up. He's like, "Man, I'm thinking about being a photographer myself in the sense that I replicate what we're doing for our photographers, but I do it. So I'm the example. I record the process and I this, dude, I'm actually pretty pumped just to be in there, bro. And that way I could like, be the perspective and da da da." So he gets giddy and excited talking about this stuff too, though. I would say, yeah, I mean, we barely lightly touched on the dentist stuff. And like I said, he just lightly said like how it's kind of like down the road, like a longer term goal. He wants to really get this down. I feel like if he gets this down and we can really crack the physical album, dude's not going to think about dental. At least
I
that's my opinion.
I maybe we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll
He'll
see.
just leave $1 million company.
We'll see. So anyways, I'm gonna Revere, I'm gonna transition to Jorge. I don't know if Jorge's got questions. But was there anything else that you wanted to go over, Revere?
No, no, that's it.
Okay. Okay. Jorge, what's going on, bro? Was there something you wanted to go over? Just checking and hanging out.
Hey, what's up, bro? No, I'm just I messaged you about everything on the Slack, but it didn't impact for me today. So I only have questions. I'm expecting some guy right now, so
Okay.
I'm just on the lookout.
Okay. Did you, yeah, I'm looking at your message right now. Do you have a solution though regarding, obviously like we'll talk personally, but you have a solution regarding the PayPal Stripe thing that we talked about? Is that like the solution then?
Yeah, I was gonna do the Stripe one. The PayPal one, I don't think it was PayPal. I think I was something else. I checked Venmo or PayPal, but I couldn't find it. But I saw the Stripe one, and
Okay.
that's what I'm leaning towards.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Yeah. And then in terms of the Excel, where are you at in terms of Excel? Have you filled it out or you're still working on it?
And the Excel, yeah, I'm working on it still. I'm filling out all the. I have to go through all of them, like cost reference all like accounts. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean the big chunk of it is like the cost center, like
That's what I was
paying
thinking.
them.
Something
Yeah,
something is going on. That's why I wanted to run through it. Is like I think you might be there's something on where the juice is not worth the squeeze. Something is going on.
yeah, the call center is like taking up a big chunk of it. But then I'm like, during those times, I was having maybe a couple clients. Right now that I'm like about to launch all these other guys' ads, now I'm like, wait, cool. Like, would it be worth it there? Just because like the volume of leads we're getting from downtown is so much right now that I'm like, if I didn't have those people calling, like, there's no way I would get to them.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. I don't know if you remember about maybe like 2, 3 months ago. I was just like, hey, we're gonna run into some issues with the call center and there's gonna be costs and stuff demand. This is what I was talking.
Yeah, yeah,
But I have to look at the numbers. I mean, I that was a gut instinct. Let me look at the numbers and see how your numbers are doing, and then most likely that there's something there. And so it's either like you do it, but you gotta charge way more, or we gotta position a different way. Um,
yeah, yeah. Like it sounds dope, and it is dope, but it's like the reality of it too, right? It's like it's got to be able to make sense.
yeah, bro. It's almost like we position as if like, hey, look, here's my service fee. It's this amount. In terms of ad spend, it's whatever you want to spend. I recommend spending 30 to 50. And then if you have we have a call center, if you want to do the call center, it's, this dollar per rep. Or if you want to work the leads yourself, you can. And so now we're getting people to somehow pay. We're positioned it that way. We have to do something like that if you want to keep it around, I think. But again, I still have to look at your numbers.
Mhm. Yeah, instead of like all in one, like all inclusive.
Yeah. Because I see that with like, for example, I saw with Aman a lot. I saw what a lot of people were like, they're charging $1,000 a month, but then they're spending like fucking 200 on just like SMS and this and that and all these things for their clients. It's like, nah, bro, you got to charge your clients for that shit.
Yeah, I was taking care of that too for mine. Like one of them. I think the other ones that are taking care of it, I might be handling that as well.
Yeah, you got
Like
to
the
get,
SMS stuff.
yeah. So all those things add up, bro. All those things add up. Um, but yeah, bro, I'll message you privately about this stuff. We'll talk more about it. But are you still gonna be good for the first or
Yeah, yeah. So I'll figure it out and then yeah, I have time to do it. And then I'll keep you updated for sure.
okay.
Um if I'm not, then I'll let you know. But yeah, I'm confident, yeah.
Okay, good, good. Cool. In that case, bro, what else did you want to go over, bro? What else is top of mind for you?
That's it. I mean, I got the ads, like the scripts, right? I finished the scripts for the new ads for the two different style ads, like the Heaven Island, Hell Island, and then the other version of it, just like a newer ad in there. And then I got it with the call to actions as well. So I got that pretty much ready to go. Um, so you want me to send that to you as well, right? To confirm?
Yeah, I'll have a look. I'll have a look in Slack.
Okay, cool. So yeah, and that was pretty much that, and then like making the form, testing out the survey on the front end, those questions that you confirmed. That's pretty much it. Those like the updates.
Yep. Yep.
I'm about to launch the first. I'm launching Phoenix and Victrum's ads, right? So we'll be getting their ads launch on the first, and then they'll be rock and rolling, go off to the races.
How's Rami doing?
Good. They haven't checked in with me yet. I was gonna check in with them today to see like if they're good. I don't think we're meeting this week at all yet, just because of the New Year. Thursday's New Year's. So I think they're busy, but I'm gonna check in with them. But they seem like they're like ready to go. They seem like they're excited. They're like, they've been practicing, so I'm excited for them. Same
Okay.
thing with the other team as well.
Good, good, good. Okay, cool, cool. Anything else, bro, then? Anything else you want to go over?
Um, no, that's pretty much it. I mean, something cool that's like happening is like for downtown, like the ad has been like I changed the copy and the creative in a way where like the original ones that we were running, it was like centered around the 6 week full body transformation. And then I had the original copy that I just like modeled after gym launch. But then I went in and I saw what Solo was doing, and I saw, okay, like, his copy's a little bit different now. So I input that, and then pretty much it's almost like 80% of the same thing. But I use the AI like persona things, and those have been ripping. And then same thing with the new style. Instead of like targeting the 6 week full body, I'm targeting like, hey, if you're interested in a 6 week jujitsu transformation challenge. So I'm like the messaging is more specific
Oh, I
towards
see.
jujitsu and a challenge and a transformation using the pillars instead of just a generic like, hey, full body martial arts.
Okay, and
So
that's been
and
working well in terms of your
they've been
cost per
yeah,
lead.
we've been getting like $2 cost per lead.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they've been like going crazy.
Okay.
So that's why I was saying like the new influx of leads, like there's no chance I'd be able to get it from all right
Okay.
away. But that was cool. That was something that I was like, oh, this is actually like a cool insight.
That's dope. That's dope. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, bro, I haven't heard of $2 leads in years. So congratulations on that, bro.
Yeah. They started at 10, right? We were at 10, then we went to 5. Then now this new one we're at 2, like consistently. It's been like a week already.
It's insane, bro. Good shit. Good shit. Anything else noteworthy that's going on?
Mm, no, that's pretty much it's no, that's it.
Okay. Okay. Cool, cool. All right, then I'll just wait to hear back from you in Slack, regarding, crunching the numbers and kind of budgeting and figuring all that stuff out. I'll just be waiting to hear back from you. And then obviously like your script. And then yeah, we'll film that, get that launched. Obviously we got to take care of the budgeting first before we launch any ads.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else, bro? Anything else you want to go over?
No, I mean that's pretty much it. Just like those things, and then just testing out the new stuff, like the new variables.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
actually, one thing, yeah. So that content that those questions that I asked with Rami and when we were on the interview, like should I cut that up into stuff that's like usable? Like what do you think I should do with that? I'm still
If,
sitting on it. Like,
yeah, if you have some time, like cut that up. We can test that out for ads too, for sure.
okay, cool.
Yeah, if
Then
you have
that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Cool, cool. All right, then. If that's everything, fellas, Rivier, you got anything else, man? Yep. Okay. All right, then. We'll see you guys next week.
Perfect.